And I suppose over the last few weeks, Matt, the ladies footballers have been flying, and their female counterparts in the Camogie have struggled, greatly in Division 2, but finally got that win at the weekend, Matt, against Offaly. First win since 2021 in the league, and last year Offaly relegated them. The restructuring meant that Offaly came down with them into 1B or Division 2, whatever you want to call it. But Limerick halted that slide, I think, is the main thing. They won by 3 points against Offaly in Neville Park. You were there. It was kind of a win. It's just a momentum swinging win is what it was.
It was, and of course, I was extremely happy with the win, and I was extremely pleased with what I saw and the performance. And before we go any further, Jack, John Lillis was missing, and his wife Neve, who is part of the backroom team, was of course also missing because Neve had suffered the loss of her father on the day before. So we send our deepest sympathy to John and Neve Lillis and the Lillis family. But certainly in his absence, his girls did him proud, actually. And looking at the game, you would struggle, Jack, to accept that Limerick hadn't won a league game since 2021. This was a very, very good performance, Jack, and it was a performance where Offaly really put it up to him, but Limerick refused to die, and Limerick carved up. They had some very, 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 very good and promising performance. Overall, it was a very promising team performance, Jack. And Sophie O'Callaghan was moved up to centre forward. She was centre back last year. She was centre back for a day. She's just coming back from injury, and she was in the forwards. And she created both goals. One for Quiva Lyons, who I thought was absolutely outstanding, and the other for Claire Keating, who ended up with 1-9. But the story of Claire Keating, Jack, is simply phenomenal. This is the girl that was minding the Limerick goal last year, and now she has transitioned after the return of Laura O'Neill. She only came back because Laura O'Neill was injured, but what an impact she has made. And she ended up last Saturday with 1-9, which was a fantastic return. Quiva Costello, after injury, getting back up to her best. You Myrne Kramer, Marion Quaid leading from the back. Very, very impressed with the performances of Teresa Dorr, and Ailby Larkin at centre back, Jack. Has a future in that position, I believe, from what I saw. It was a day, and of course it was very tense there, for the reason, just to give a background to the listeners, coming into the game, it was win or bust for Limerick. A draw was no good because Offaly had picked up a draw previously in the campaign with Antrim. So, and of course, there was the little matter that Offaly sent us down last year. And Mairead Tehan, who got 3 goals, the Moneygall girl, former Tipperary player, who scored 3 goals in sending us down last year, I think she got 10 points on Saturday. She was the free taker. But look, Limerick withstood it all, Jack, and dug out a hugely important win. And it's terribly important that Limerick would be playing in Division 1, Jack, because we've flagged it in this cast a couple of times. Failure to preserve Division 1 status means you're dropping out of the top 12, which is serious, in my view.
Oh, yeah, it's a huge result for Limerick Camogie, and it completely changes their outlook heading into the championship, because you're going from potentially 2 successful relegations to avenging a result from last year. And when you briefly looking at that championship draw, Matt, Antrim, Offaly, and Waterford. Obviously, you've Offaly again, who you've beaten. You gave Antrim enough of it, in their game, and Waterford are the standout team. I think it's fair to say, but you don't have Kilkenny, you don't have Galway, you don't have Cork, you don't have Tipperary. They're winnable games and it could
Yeah,
really change the season for Limerick Camogie.
yeah, we're suddenly in the mix, Jack, of getting out of our group for a second year in a row and getting into a quarter final of the senior championship.
Yeah, like
That,
it
that,
just
that, that that's what it has done,
it changes I suppose the mindset in training, that you can look forward now, and you can, when you're training with confidence, it can make such a difference. And that'll be the hope for John and his side. And please God, John can get back to the field. And I echo your sympathies extended to the families there. But when he gets back on the field, you can start looking positively. When I look at the fixtures there, you have Antrim first. And if you get off to a good start against Antrim, you've Waterford next. It's kind of a free hit, and then you've Offaly, and you're in a really good position, Matt, as you said, to get out into the quarterfinals for the second year running. And I suppose 2 or 3 weeks ago, you would never have thought something like that was possible. But that's the way things go, and how quickly momentum can shift. So it's looking up for Camogie.
Put the whole thing into context. It's been an excellent weekend for Limerick Camogie. We had the senior team getting a first win and ensuring Division 1 status. We had the junior team getting a first win, and they're going to be considerably strengthened shortly by the inclusion of 4 or 5 of the minors when the minor championship is over. We had the minors getting a very good win in Gibbstown up in Navan against Meath, and they now have 2 wins and a draw out of 3 games and are poised for the knockout stage of the championship. They play Antrim in Abbottstown this Sunday at 2:00, where I think there's semi-finals in it actually, Jack. 4 out of 6 go through. I'm not sure. I'm subject maybe to correction on that, but one way or another, they're into the business, into the competition almost, and they certainly will be in it if they beat Antrim at the weekend. Didn't put Antrim after coming off of 2 very good wins, and to cap it all, Jack, the under-16As qualified for the Munster final. They went to Anacarty and beat Tipperary 13 points to 1-9, and will now play Cork in the Munster final on the Easter Monday. So it's a complete transformation of the Camogie landscape over the last couple of weeks.